$15 per minute.
I've got another fun shipyard story I thought people might enjoy. So by this point in life I'd moved to another city and become a tugboat captain. I eventually built the show up enough that I had 2 boats and 3 guys working for me. It was a difficult business to keep functioning, but I did my best. We primarily did ship assist work, and shifted dead ships around in various yards. A dead ship refers to one that isn't currently crewed up and running, so it's unable to move around by itself. Anyway, one of our customers was a great big shipyard that was constantly shuffling things around. They had 5 dry docks, a dozen Whirlies cranes, several thousand feet of pier. It was a pretty big show. Well, this yard was in the habit of moving boats around on pretty much a daily basis.
We'd get told the boat needs to be under crane number 6 at 0700, boat X needs to enter dry dock number 4 at 0930. Things like this. The problem was that nobody there coordinated anything with each other. The superintendents barely talked to the shop foreman, the foreman didn't care what each other were doing, so we'd get these marshalling orders that didn't make any sense. If we did exactly as told, things would take all day, so I'd say, hey, if we do these in the other order, or hold this one move up by 10 minutes, then everything will work out a lot more smoothly and we can get out of here and quit billing you. Because keep in mind, this wasn't our only customer, we had other yards calling all day. We needed their own work done, so to keep everyone happy we had to try and be as efficient as possible. Well, this was all fine and things operated along these lines for many years, with me being the de facto coordinator. One day though, they hire this new yard superintendent, the boss of the whole yard, who in the space of 3 weeks royally F's everything up. This guy calls me on the carpet, as much as you can with a subcontractor, and tells me to keep my nose out of it and do like I'm told. I say, you got it, boss, and honestly that was probably the greatest day of my life. I went back out to the boat, climbed up in my wheelhouse, and spent 8 hours doing 2 hours worth of work. I figured that this was going to get real expensive real fast, and once I had turned in an invoice or 2 someone was going to raise hell. Here's the thing though, no one ever did. Ever. We'd get told to do job X first, then do job B.
Well, that's fine and all. But if done in that order, we'd have to sit there and wait for 5 hours because X being in the way precluded B getting done. 5 hours. At $900 per hour for our 2 boats. It was ridiculous. It got to the point rather quickly where we'd get all set for the next part of the job and then just shut the engines down and relax. This went on for 15 years. Until, surprise surprise, that yard went out of business. I should mention too, that isn't how I normally roll. I can't stand dragging my feet on purpose. In this case though, I had to stop and say, Christ. No one appreciated my help when I was helping. And they don't even notice that I've stopped. So why am I trying to cut my own income if this customer doesn't even seem to care?
They have to care more about their job than you do. They told you to mind your own business, and you did just that. Literally that. You did as you were told. There was no problem with that, because you did as you were told. In the meantime, you raked in the big bucks for doing what you were told, even though it was definitely not the smartest thing. At your hourly rate, I'd have a new boat in no time, so I'd be able to do more work. Or save it for a rainy day.
$900 per hour is a hell of a lot of loose change at the end of the month. And 15 years of that. Holy moly. Good job.
Sometimes you can't care more than they do.
Normally, I would say you help so that your employers don't go out of business and can keep paying you. But given that they didn't go out of business for 15 years, I don't know what's up with that, actually. It was a difficult business to keep functioning. Quote, you missed, it was a difficult business to keep afloat. Yeah, I've had to mentally let some stuff go. If they don't care about this thing, why am I stressing about it? My dad tells a similar story about making parts for petroleum refineries at a machine shop he used to own. These big refineries would call in an order, and they always asked that it be expedited, for which the company tacked on a 40% surcharge. One day he pointed out to a customer that they might be wasting some money this way, and was told flat out that his 40% fee was peanuts compared to the cost of having a machine down. So he kept doing it, without complaint from either side of the transaction. Only difference is, the refinery guys actually had a reasonable justification for wasting the money. The shipyard guys might have too, but I can't guess what it might be. Did you make enough to get a boat dedicated to just their shipyard and the others to everyone else? Seems like that would have been the most profitable and efficient thing to do. I had something similar, although much more minor. I lead a team of contractors. It's an analyst desk job type of gig. When someone new joins, they have to get credentialed in the client's systems. The client takes forever to do this. So I slowly learned the process and started taking it over. Usually could save at least a week of time. Sometimes much more. Well, my team and I all switched workflows, but we're on the same client. The manager of the new workflow tells me I cannot make these requests and their internal person has to do it. Fine by me. Suddenly, credentials take at least 2 weeks longer. We get to bill them for that whole time, and the new analyst gets a little vacay. Less wear and tear on your boat to let it idle, which adds to your profit. Up, your creative writing post history is quite something, I'll admit. I bet you have deep respect for air traffic controllers. You can't fix stupid. Lack of understanding and lack of accountability. End is always the same when a business is poorly managed. GJ sinking that business down! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Pun intended. Easy money. Dude, hell yeah. Congratulations. Ideas don't have to be good to be followed. Great story, nicely done. That'll learn em. Sounds like it was a hit job. They probably ran it into the ground on purpose for some other reason. Haha, this is the essence of malicious compliance. Good crews told to do the wrong thing. Thanks for the story and glad you got paid. They sure didn't care enough to miss it. This went on for 15 years. I should mention too that this isn't how I normally roll. If you do something for 15 years, it totally is how you normally roll.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.